Hey guys, what's up? I haven't done brows in a really long time, so seeing myself like this is a little bit weird. But today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I'm actually kind of mixing two video ideas into one. You guys said you wanted to see a full face of Rituel de Fille products, and I also wanted to make some wholesome Valentine's Day content, so I figured I would join both. I will be doing a Valentine's Day look using all Rituel de Fille products except for obviously my face and eyebrows, which are already done. Rituel de Fille does make a product that you can use either as concealer or foundation, but I don't own any, so that's why I've already gone and done the skin, and they also don't make anything that you could do your eyebrows with, so I went ahead and did those too. I don't know, today I was feeling an eyebrow kind of vibe. I haven't done them in a very long time, and I think I got a little bit carried away. I think they're a little long, but whatever. It's done. Today I'm gonna go for a more badass Valentine's Day look, kind of like a Valentine's baddie look. Kind of if you're going on a sexy Valentine's Day and you're putting on some nice lingerie and you want a badass look to match. So that's kind of the vibe I'm going for with this. So yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna get to it, but before I begin, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate your support. For my skin, I've added a tiny minuscule amount of cream bronzer, but I will be contouring further with Rituel products. So I've got Eclipse, which is kind of the product that put them on the map, and it was launched as an anti-highlighter, but honestly it's just a very dark kind of berry colored cream product, so it definitely can be used for contouring. I wouldn't say highlighter. I'm always kind of scared about using this because it doesn't really go well with my undertones. Let me show you what it looks like. It's basically like almost black. I have used this for contour before. I'm gonna use the tiniest bit today, and I'm gonna do further contouring with the blush I'll be using. So I'm actually gonna take the excess off on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna use whatever's left to contour a little bit. And you can see I'm using like the lightest amount of product. I took the excess off on the back of my hand and it still shows up on my skin. So I'm trying to be very careful with this product because as you can see, it looks almost kind of like grayish blue, but it kind of works. If you mix it with the other skin products, it ends up working. So now you've got some pretty fierce contour, and I know it looks really harsh right now. It looks like a really harsh stripe, but I'm going to blend it further with a blush, so I'm not too worried about that right now. Again, same thing. I'm just going to take some and then wipe it off on the back of my hand. Whoop. See, that was already way too much. Okay, you know what this reminds me of? Like Bic ink. When you get it on your skin, this is kind of what it reminds me of. It's obviously not as blue, but I don't know why it's just reminding me of like ink. And I mean, this color is very inky, so that does kind of make sense. I kind of want to tie back this wig. Hold on. I always hate the little wig hairs that go rogue, that just refuse to stay in place. That's a little bit better. I'm gonna take whatever's on the back of my hand and use it to contour my nose a tiny bit. This is probably a really good contour color if you are cool toned and if you're really pale, because this is like the most non-orange contour color you could use. So if you are very pale, I would say that this is a pretty good contour color for you. And as you can see, you're gonna use like the bare minimum, so it's gonna last you a really long time. See, it doesn't look that unnatural once it's blended, and you'll see that when I put the blush on, it's gonna look even better. I might add a tiny bit just to my forehead. bring that wig back down. Now for my blush slash contour, I'm going to be using the color Desire, and it is also one of their Inner Glow cream pigments. It is a very, very cool tone blush. And when I bought this, I thought that it wasn't going to work well with my skin because I am more of a warm tone, but it actually works really well. So this, if you've got cool tone skin, is going to look gorgeous. If you have warm tone skin, if it's really warm, then maybe this won't work. I'm neutral tending towards warm, so it actually works pretty well on me, especially when I use it more kind of to help with contour rather than just as blush. I'm applying this kind of over the contour, but also where I would normally apply my blush, and just making sure to really blend it out. And I'm just using little tapping motions. And yes, I'm applying everything with my fingers because they are cream products, and I personally prefer to apply cream products with my fingers. I don't like using a beauty blender for it. I don't like using brushes. So I just use my fingers and little tapping motions to get that blended out really, really well, and just to melt it into the skin. I feel like it looks like my forehead's a completely different color than the rest of my face, but it's not the case. It's just that I use like a really yellow powder to set my under eyes, and I kind of regret doing that because this area, which is now in the center of my face, looks really yellow, and so it kind of throws off everything else. But I swear that my forehead is the same color as the rest of my skin. It's just this yellow right here that's kind of throwing me off a little bit. Now I'm actually going to go in with highlight, and I'm going to be using the Rare Light Luminizer in the color Solaris, I don't know. And it is a very pink highlighter. It's white with a pink shift pretty much. And this whole look is going to be cool toned pink and mauve-y colors kind of. Or at least that's what I'm going for anyway. So yeah, I'm just going to pop that right on my cheekbone. And their highlighters are really, really beautiful. They are subtle but poppin' at the same time, and I don't know how to describe it, but it just gives a really pretty sheen to the skin, but you can make them go pretty intense. And I'm also bringing that kind of onto the apples of my cheeks, because I did that last time with one of their highlighters. If you haven't watched my John Galliano Pat McGrath look, I did that where I applied highlighter right under my eye, and I just really liked the way that looked. So I'm kind of doing the same today. And I'm blending out that highlighter almost into my under eye area. Yeah. That is pretty much in my under eye area, but I'm kind of correcting that yellow with the highlighter. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm also going to apply that onto, oh, that's so pretty. Wait, let me darken the image so you guys can really see the pink shift to it. There. You can really see that pearlescent pink shift when the image is darker. So there you go. Just popping that all on my brow bone. Then I'm also going to pop it on my temple a little bit. And I'm kind of doing a C shape with it, connecting the brow bone to the cheekbone. Okay, maybe I got a little bit carried away with this highlighter right here. Let me go in with my foundation brush and just tame that a little bit. I don't know if that did much, but it's fine. These highlighters blend really well into the skin, and they're not chunky. I think that's the most important thing about them. I hate highlighters that have chunky shimmer to them, and these are just smooth and just melt into the skin. I really, really hate highlighters that have chunky glitter or any sort of like chunky pearlescent pigment to them. I like highlighters that just kind of melt and look super dewy. I'm also going to pop that on the end of my nose and right on the bridge of my nose. I'm also going to pop that on my cupid's bow and on my chin a little bit. I do kind of need to powder right here. I like to do that after my highlight so that I'm not applying highlighter on top of powder. And then, okay, so this product I still haven't really figured out how to use it. This is the Alchemist Highlight Intensifier, and they advertise this as a highlighter for your highlighters. It's supposed to intensify any highlighter you have underneath. And usually with cream products, you saw me, I just tap away. But I find that when I tap this, it lifts what's underneath. And so I found that you need to swipe it rather than tap it. So I'm going to try that today, and I'm going to use very little. It's really, really intense, like really intense. So I've got a little bit, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to swipe, which in my mind, that would lift what's underneath instead of tapping. But I find that with this product, it's the other way around. It's really, really unique and really weird. So I'm just going to use that to intensify my highlighter. I'm just going to swipe. Oh shit. Oh, what have I done? And kind of swiping while I tap. I don't know. It's hard to use this product. I find it hard. It's very shimmery. And can you see that? You can see kind of my finger marks. I'll show you. If I do that, you can see where my finger was. I've seen people apply it with a brush, so maybe let me try with a brush. I've actually haven't tried this with a brush. So maybe that helps, but I feel like that would just drag whatever's underneath. See, and now I have like a patch right there. I still don't know how to use this product. If anyone knows how to use it successfully, please let me know, because I just have the hardest time with it. As you can see, I just have like a blank patch right there. So I'm gonna go back in with Solaris, I don't know. And I'm just gonna tap that right there to try to get rid of that patch. Yeah, I really don't know how to use the Alchemist highlighter, and this was a product that I was really, really excited for, but I honestly don't know how to use it. And the thing is, it has chunky flecks of glitter in it, so it's not my favorite. As you can see, it is very, very shiny. So if you're into that, then maybe that's your jam, but I just prefer, I think, the highlighter on its own. But because I already did this on this side, I'm going to add a tiny bit over here. Oh, I don't think this lifted much on this side, which is good. Now I think I'm going to move on to the eyes. And for the eyes, I'm going to be using their Ash and Ember eye soots. And I'm also, for the eye highlight, I'm going to be using the Celestial Sphere eye soot. Okay, I probably should have mentioned this before, but you've probably noticed by now that they have very creative names for their products. It's not eyeshadow, blush, contour, no. It's all very, I don't know if whimsical is the right word, but there's definitely a storytelling element to their products. Everything is very meticulously designed to fit a certain aesthetic. If you're into very witchy aesthetic, so to speak, or very magical things, this will probably be a good brand for you. All their things seem very magical and almost like you're creating a potion. Like these could be little ingredients to your potion. So that's one thing that I really, really love about the brand. And let me talk a little bit more about the brand as I start my eye. I'm gonna start with the color Nightshade. And from what I know of the eye soots, they are pure pigments mixed with oils. So they have a really, really interesting texture where they're not powder and they're not cream. It's the weirdest thing. I typically apply them with my fingers, but today I want to try to have a more controlled application. So I'm going in with my brush and I'm going to apply it to my bottom lash first. Ooh, this works really well with a brush. Let me zoom you guys in. So this brand is owned by three sisters, and they are based in LA actually. And I think that one of them is a writer, and she's the one that does all the like product descriptions. And it's just all so beautifully done. I know that one or two of the sisters are makeup artists and they develop the products. And then one of the sisters handles all the like aesthetic part of the brand with the wording and the way they describe their products. And I think that's really, really cool. And I believe there are also Latinas. So Latina woman-owned brand. Can't go wrong with that. So this color is showing up a lot darker than I was expecting. But I think today I am going to go for a very winged and precise kind of look. I feel very much like I've got Lauren Elise vibes going on. Shout out to my boo. She is my wifey. If you guys don't know her, you should definitely check her out. and she's been creating these really cool winged, like geometric eyes lately, and I feel like this is very much her vibe, so I just wanted to do something different. Like, my immediate reaction for these products is to just like put it all over my face, do a super like all over color type of thing. But you guys have seen that from me so many times. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. Yeah, I don't know. Just play around with shapes a little bit. I was gonna do a very, very dark black eye, but now I don't know. I'm kind of digging this color on its own. I don't know. You tell me, but you can't really tell me. You can only tell me once this video is published, so that doesn't really help me. Ooh, I just had an idea. So I'm using a very rounded pencil brush to do this. Now I'm going to take a pointy pencil brush and I'm going to create a sort of defined point right here under the inner corner. I'm also going to use this brush to define this tip a little bit more. Have that really, really sharp cat eye. And it's like I'm doing a very sharp top line, but then the bottom you can see it's really, really smudged. For this look, it's kind of a mixture of structured and messy. I'm gonna add a little bit more of this color, but sheared out on the rest of my lid. Still want some color there. And I'm also helping to blend it out with my finger and take off some of that excess. Okay, so I went ahead and did this eye and kind of fixed this one up a little bit, and I apparently have no chill because I really changed the shape of this. I kind of went down further on the bottom, and so I kind of went and did the same here, matched them up, and I'm going in kind of cleaning with a concealer brush when needed, because I want to make sure that these look the same. And what was supposed to be a Valentine's Day look now is leaning a lot more avant-garde fashion, so I don't know what happened there, but might just be me being me. I don't know, probably. But we'll see how this goes. We shall see how this goes. Now I think I am going to add a little bit of obsidian, and this is their metallic black shadow. And I think I'm just gonna add that to the outer corner of my lid, and I think I might add that close to the bottom lash line as well, just to give a little bit more definition to the lash line, and just blending it into the nightshade color. Now I'm just running it close to my top lash line. It just deepens the eye and adds a little bit more definition. And if you're thinking like, oh, these shadows are oil-based, so they're gonna crease, it's not gonna stay on my lid. On the contrary, I find that these don't crease. They are just like any normal eyeshadow, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, you just need to apply some primer or just prep your eyelids the way you normally do, and you're good to go. I don't know how I feel about such a graphic eye. I'm so not used to graphic eyes. I am usually the polar opposite. So I don't know how to feel about it, but let's see. I feel like before I decide on anything else, this inner corner is driving me crazy. So I'm going to go in with the inner corner highlight. And for that, I'm going to use the color Aura. And then I think I can figure out what to do after I've got this. Oh, that is blinding. It also has a pink shift to it. Let me darken this image to see if you can see that better. Look at how blinding and shiny that is. And it's such a pretty color. It's pretty much, I'd say, a much more intense version of the highlighter that I have. Their Celestial Sphere eye soots are, I think, maybe some of my favorite products, because they are just so unique and so shimmery. I love Fornax. I've used it here on this channel a few times. It's their gold one, and when you pat it on with your finger, it almost looks like a gold leaf. It's so interesting and so unique. Okay, so I still don't know how I feel about this eye being so graphic. I'm so not used to that. I'm gonna try taking a clean fluffy brush and just blending that edge out a little bit. I don't know if it'll really do much, but let's see. Kind of like that diffused edge a little bit better. This side is blending a lot easier, a lot more. I think probably because this side I did before and it's already kind of set. Let me try just working it a little bit more. Okay, I definitely like this blended out better. Okay, I'm loving this side of my face way more than this side. I don't know what's going on with this side, but I feel like everything's just a little bit shittier than this side. So my picture is probably going to be taken from this angle, just a heads up. But I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this side of my face. Well, I feel very much like those memes about when you try to do a natural eyeliner and then you end up with something like this. Because that's kind of what happened here today, folks. I kind of got a little bit carried away, not gonna lie. Now I think I'm going to move on to lips and I'll come back to the eyes later. I still got to do liner and lashes. So it's not done yet. But I think to start, I'm going to go in with their Forbidden lipstick in the color Ravenous. And this is like a deep berry. Ooh, do I want that? I don't know if I want that. That's a little too brick red. I might do a little mixture, but let me try Fortune Teller. I know that tends more purple. Ooh, no, but that's also very, very bright. I was gonna mix one of those colors with Shadow Self. I might just use Shadow Self by itself. Even though I wanted like a purpley lip color. Let me see what Eclipse looks like on the lips. I think that Eclipse and Shadow Self are very similar. Is it raining again? Oh my god, I think that's rain. Apologize if you can hear that. I think the difference between Eclipse and Shadow Self, from what I can tell, is that one, Shadow Self is more intense, and two, I think that Shadow Self has a sheen to it. So let me just go ahead and with Shadow Self. And I really like the shape of their lipsticks. They're kind of like the Clinique ones where it's a really small kind of tip, so it's really nice to just go in and really shape your lips really carefully. And no matter how much you wear it down, it kind of keeps its shape and you're able to draw your lips on very precisely with it. Yeah, I don't think this is a Valentine's Day look at all. I mean, it could be, but depends what kind of Valentine's Day you're having, if you know what I'm saying. I'm concentrating the color more at the center of my lips and kind of fading outwards. And I'm just going to overdraw my lips a little bit because I feel like with really dark lipsticks, if you don't overdraw your lips, they end up looking really thin. So I always overdraw my lips when I'm wearing really dark lipstick. Okay, so I've gotten the lips to a point that I like. I kind of want to add a tiny bit of Aura on my Cupid's bow. I think because this is so monochromatic, I kind of want to mimic what's happening in the eye on my lips. So I'm just going to pop that on my Cupid's bow. That really pops against the dark color. That's really pretty. Kind of want to add it to the bottom lip as well. I don't know why, it's just calling to me. Just doing it on the very outer edges of the bottom lip. Now, because I don't know if it's safe to use the Eyesits on the waterline, I'm going to take the Ardell Wanna Get Lucky gel liner in the color Purple Royale. I'm just going to line my waterline with it. It's a pretty close match. Also running that at the roots of my bottom lashes to make sure there's no skin peeking through. I'm also tight lining with this color as well. See the difference that makes? Lining can change an eye look entirely. Now I'm going to pop on some Milk Makeup Kush Mascara, and I'm still pondering if I'm going to apply false lashes or not. Also, I'm aware I have a little bit of fallout right there. If you can see that, please don't at me. I am going to clean that up real soon, I promise. I feel like this look kind of deserves lashes, but also doesn't. So I'm going to try a few out off camera, see what I like best, and pop it on, and then I will come back for the final look reveal. So I added little half lashes to the ends because all the strip lashes were covering up too much and I thought it was taking away from the look. Now this is pretty much done. I kind of want to add a little bit more color to my cheeks though. So I'm just going to go back in with Desire and just apply a tiny bit more because everything else is so dark and so bold. I don't want my contour to seem washed out. So this is pretty much the look done. I'm considering adding a gloss to the lips, but I want to photograph it like this before I add the gloss because I think this looks really pretty too. I think it's almost like fashion meets sci-fi a little bit, and I don't know, but I think it's also like really badass, almost like dominatrix makeup. If you want to give it that dirty Valentine spin to it. I don't know, what do you think? Would you wear this for a hot Valentine's Day date? Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, that was it for my full face of Rituel de Fille. Let me know if you guys want to see another full face using their products because I do have some other products that I didn't get to include in this video. So let me know if you want to see that. I would be more than happy to film that too. I do very much like their products. The only one that I have difficulties with is the Alchemist Highlighter Intensifier. If anyone knows how to use that without lifting what's underneath, please let me know because it is a product that's made to layer on top of other ones, so I don't get why it's lifting the other products, so I don't know. Let me know if you have the same problem. Let me know if you know how to fix it. And yeah, I think that's about it. I also want to take the time to thank all my patrons. I appreciate you guys so, so much. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I have a brand spanking new Patreon where I create exclusive videos for that page. And I've been covering subjects that are more geared towards professional makeup work. So January's video was how to start a career as a makeup artist. My next one is going to be how to build a kit. And that video is going to be really, really informative. I also do a lot of sneak peeks and behind the scenes over on Patreon, so if that's something that interests you, I'm going to leave the link to it down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!